Your body contains approximately 37.2 trillion cells, each one working silently to keep you alive. Every second, millions of these cells are being born, while others complete their journey, creating a constant renewal that means you are literally not the same person you were 7 years ago. The human heart beats around 100,000 times each day, pumping about 2,000 gallons of blood through your veins. This remarkable muscle never rests, working continuously from before you were born until your very last moment, creating a rhythm that is uniquely yours. Trees communicate with each other through an underground network of fungi called the Wood Wide Web. Mother trees recognize their own kin and send them extra nutrients through these connections, ensuring the survival of their offspring even as they themselves grow old. Honey never spoils. Archaeologists have found 3,000-year-old honey in Egyptian tombs that was still perfectly edible. The bees that made it created something eternal, a sweet gift that outlasts empires and civilizations. Your brain generates about 50,000 thoughts per day, though you are consciously aware of only a fraction of them. Each thought creates new neural pathways, physically changing the structure of your brain with every experience and memory. Octopuses have 3 hearts and blue blood. 2 hearts pump blood to their gills, while the third circulates it to the rest of their body. When they swim, the heart delivering blood to the body actually stops beating, which is why they prefer to crawl. A single teaspoon of soil contains more living organisms than there are humans on Earth. These microscopic beings work tirelessly, breaking down organic matter and creating the foundation for all terrestrial life. Dolphins call each other by name, using unique whistles to identify individuals. They remember these signature whistles for decades, maintaining friendships throughout their long lives in the ocean. The probability of you existing at all is so small that it approaches 0. When you consider every ancestor who survived, every chance meeting that led to your family line, you are the product of an unbroken chain stretching back to the first single-celled organisms. Butterflies can remember things they learned as caterpillars, even though they completely dissolve into liquid during metamorphosis. Somehow, somewhere in that transformational soup, memories persist and reform. Your eyes can distinguish approximately 10 million different colors. Each sunset you see is unique, painted in shades that will never exist in quite the same way again, and your eyes are capable of perceiving these subtle differences. The Milky Way galaxy contains a massive dust cloud called Sagittarius B2 that has the same molecular signature as raspberries and rum. The universe has flavors we will never taste directly. Every atom in your body is billions of years old. The hydrogen atoms were created in the Big Bang, while heavier elements were forged in the hearts of dying stars. You are made of stardust, quite literally. Some species of jellyfish are biologically immortal. They can revert back to their juvenile polyp stage after reaching maturity, potentially cycling through this process indefinitely. Though predation and disease usually prevent them from living forever. The longest living organisms on Earth are trees. A bristlecone pine in California is over 5,000 years old, meaning it was already ancient when the pyramids were being built. It has stood through the rise and fall of civilizations, silent and enduring. Your nose can detect about 1 trillion different scents. The smell of rain on dry earth, called petrichor, comes from oils released by plants during dry periods, combined with a compound called geosmin produced by soil bacteria. Elephants mourn their dead. They hold vigils, gently touching the bones with their trunks, and have been observed revisiting the remains of family members years after death, standing in silence as if remembering. The average cumulus cloud weighs about 1.1 million pounds, equivalent to 100 elephants. They float because the water droplets are spread out over such a vast space that the air below is denser than the cloud itself. stretch about 10 billion miles from end to end. That is enough to reach from Earth to Pluto and back, all coiled up inside the nucleus of each of your cells. Crows can hold grudges against specific people and even teach other crows to distrust them. They recognize faces, remember actions, and pass this knowledge through their community, creating cultural traditions of wariness. The deepest point in the ocean is the Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench, nearly 7 miles below the surface. The pressure there is over 1,000 times that of sea level, yet life has found a way to exist even in that crushing darkness. A human being can survive for 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, but only 3 minutes without air. Yet we rarely think about breathing, this constant exchange with the atmosphere that keeps us tethered to life. Sunflowers follow the sun across the sky during the day, a behavior called heliotropism. Young sunflowers face east at dawn, track the sun westward during the day, and reset to face east again during the night, dancing in slow motion with our star. The human body produces about 25 million new cells each second. In the time it took you to read this sentence, your body has created hundreds of millions of new cells, continuing the endless work of renewal. Hummingbirds are the only birds that can fly backwards. Their wings beat up to 80 times per second, creating a figure-8 pattern that allows them to hover in midair as they drink nectar, defying gravity with grace. The universe is expanding at an accelerating rate. Galaxies are moving away from each other, and eventually, in trillions of years, other galaxies will be so far away that their light will never reach us, leaving future observers in a lonely cosmos. Babies are born with about 300 bones, but adults have only 206. As we grow, some bones fuse together, creating a stronger but less flexible skeleton, a trade-off evolution has made for us. The shortest war in history lasted between 38 and 45 minutes. It was fought between Britain and Zanzibar on August 27, 1896, ending when the Sultan's palace was bombarded and he fled. An individual blood cell makes a complete circuit through your body in about 60 seconds. In that minute, it has traveled from your heart to your lungs to pick up oxygen, through arteries to deliver it to your tissues, and back through veins to your heart again. Sharks have been around for over 400 million years, predating trees, dinosaurs, and even the rings of Saturn. They have survived 4 mass extinction events, adapting and persisting through eons of change. The average person walks about 110,000 miles in their lifetime. That is equivalent to walking around the Earth more than 4 times, one step at a time, over decades of movement. Rainforests cover only 6% of Earth's surface, but contain more than half of all plant and animal species. In a single hectare of rainforest, there may be more species of trees than in all of North America. Your skin completely replaces itself about once a month. The dust in your home is partly composed of your own shed skin cells, a reminder that you are constantly renewing, constantly becoming. The speed of light is 186,282 miles per second. Light from the sun takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach Earth, meaning when you look at the sun, you are seeing it as it was over 8 minutes ago. Wolves were domesticated into dogs between 20,000 and 40,000 years ago. Over millennia, we have shaped them from fierce predators into loyal companions, creating hundreds of breeds that look nothing like their wild ancestors. The human eye blinks about 15 to 20 times per minute. Over a lifetime, that adds up to over 250 million blinks, each one spreading tears to keep your eyes moist and protected. Mountains are constantly being built and worn down. The Himalayas grow about half an inch taller each year as the Indian plate collides with the Eurasian plate, while erosion simultaneously wears them away. Spiders are found on every continent except Antarctica. There are over 45,000 known species, and scientists estimate there may be as many again that we have not yet discovered, spinning their webs in every corner of the habitable world. The sound you hear when you hold a seashell to your ear is not actually the ocean. It is the sound of your own blood flowing through the vessels in your ear, amplified and resonant within the shell's chamber. Seahorses mate for life. The male carries the eggs in a special pouch and gives birth to the young, one of the rare examples in nature where fathers are the ones to become pregnant and deliver offspring. The oldest known living thing on Earth is a clonal colony of quaking aspen trees in Utah called Pando. The entire colony shares a single root system and is estimated to be 80,000 years old, making it one of the oldest and heaviest organisms on the planet. Humans share about 60% of their DNA with bananas. We share even more with other animals, about 98.8% with chimpanzees and about 90% with cats, revealing our deep connections to all life on Earth. Lightning strikes Earth about 100 times every second, or roughly 8 million times per day. Each bolt can reach temperatures of 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. The Great Barrier Reef is the largest living structure on Earth, visible from space. It spans over 1,400 miles and is home to thousands of species, a vast underwater city of coral polyps building their limestone skeletons generation after generation. Your tongue print is unique, just like your fingerprints. No two people have the same pattern of ridges and bumps on their tongue, making it a potential method of identification. Bamboo is the fastest growing plant on Earth. Some species can grow up to 35 inches in a single day, nearly 1.5 inches per hour, creating dense forests in just a few months. The oldest message in a bottle was found 132 years after it was thrown into the sea. It was released during an 1886 German marine science expedition and discovered on a beach in Australia in 2018. Chameleons change color not primarily for camouflage, but to communicate and regulate temperature. Their skin contains special cells called chromatophores that contain different pigments, which they can manipulate to display different colors and patterns. The Amazon rainforest produces about 20% of the world's oxygen. Often called the lungs of the earth, its vast expanse of trees breathes in carbon dioxide and breathes out the oxygen that sustains much of life on our planet. Your stomach gets a new lining every 3 to 4 days. If it did not, the strong acids used to digest food would quickly digest the stomach itself, a delicate balance of creation and destruction. The largest animal ever known to have existed is the blue whale. They can reach lengths of 100 feet and weigh up to 200 tons, larger than even the biggest dinosaurs, swimming through our oceans today. A lightning bolt can contain up to 1 billion volts of electricity. When it strikes sand, it can melt it into glass tubes called fulgurites, creating permanent records of those brief, brilliant moments. Frogs absorb water through their skin rather than drinking it. They have special patches of permeable skin on their bellies and thighs that allow them to hydrate simply by sitting in water. The human brain uses about 20% of the body's energy, despite being only 2% of body weight. Most of this energy goes not to conscious thought, but to maintaining the baseline activity of neurons. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on all the beaches on Earth. Astronomers estimate there are about 100 billion galaxies, each containing hundreds of billions of stars. Owls cannot move their eyes. Instead, they can rotate their heads up to 270 degrees in either direction, giving them a wide field of view without ever shifting their gaze. Coral reefs support about 25% of all marine life, despite covering less than 1% of the ocean floor. They are bustling cities beneath the waves, providing shelter, food, and breeding grounds for countless species. The speed of sound is about 767 miles per hour at sea level. When something moves faster than this, it creates a sonic boom, the sound of the object breaking through the wall of compressed air in front of it. Antarctica contains about 90% of the world's ice and 70% of its fresh water. If all this ice melted, sea levels would rise by about 200 feet, redrawing the map of our continents and coastlines. Bees can recognize human faces. They use the same technique we do, piecing together components like eyes, nose, and mouth into a configurable pattern, allowing them to identify individuals. The human body contains enough iron to make a 3-inch nail, enough sulfur to kill all fleas on a dog, enough carbon to make 900 pencils, and enough fat to make 7 bars of soap. Koalas sleep up to 22 hours a day. Their diet of eucalyptus leaves is so low in nutrition and hard to digest that they must conserve energy by sleeping, dozing their lives away in the treetops. The Sahara Desert was once green and lush. Between 11,000 and 5,000 years ago, increased rainfall transformed it into a land of rivers, lakes, and grasslands where early humans thrived. A single bolt of lightning is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. These brief flashes of superheated air expand faster than the speed of sound, creating the thunder that follows. Starfish can regenerate lost arms, and in some species, a severed arm can regenerate an entire new starfish. They are creatures of remarkable resilience, able to rebuild themselves from fragments. The Pacific Ocean covers more area than all the land on Earth combined. This vast body of water stretches across nearly half the globe, a liquid world that contains its own mountains, trenches, and plains. Butterflies taste with their feet. When they land on a flower, sensors in their feet detect the presence of nectar, telling them whether it is worth uncurling their long proboscis to drink. The average person will spend about 6 months of their life waiting for red lights to turn green. These small pauses accumulate over decades, moments of forced stillness in our constant motion. Forests cover about 30% of the Earth's land area. They convert carbon dioxide into oxygen, regulate the climate, and provide homes for countless species. A bolt of lightning is only about 1 inch wide, but it can be up to 5 miles long. These narrow fingers of electricity reach from clouds to ground in a fraction of a second. Turtles have been on Earth for over 200 million years. They walked alongside the dinosaurs and survived the asteroid impact that ended the Cretaceous period, carrying their homes on their backs through the ages. The human nose can remember about 50,000 different scents. Smell is the sense most closely linked to memory, capable of transporting us back to moments we thought we had forgotten with a single breath. Raindrops are not shaped like teardrops. They are actually round when small and become more flattened when larger, the result of air resistance working against surface tension as they fall. Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system, even though Mercury is closer to the Sun. Venus's thick atmosphere of carbon dioxide creates a runaway greenhouse effect, with surface temperatures reaching 900 degrees Fahrenheit. Penguins mate for life and propose with a pebble. A male penguin will search for the smoothest pebble to present to a female, and if she accepts by placing it in her nest, they become a pair. The average adult human body contains about 60% water. We are more liquid than solid, walking oceans with consciousness. There are more bacterial cells in your body than human cells. These microorganisms help digest food, produce vitamins, regulate the immune system, and protect against harmful bacteria. The moon is gradually moving away from Earth at a rate of about 1.5 inches per year. Billions of years from now, it will appear much smaller in our sky if there are still eyes on Earth to see it. Glaciers store about 69% of the world's fresh water. These rivers of ice flow slowly downhill, carving valleys and carrying rocks, moving at a pace measured in inches per day. Ants never sleep. They take brief rest periods of about 8 minutes at a time, but they never experience anything like human sleep, remaining active throughout their entire lives. The Great Wall of China is not visible from space with the naked eye. Astronauts report that highways and airports are much easier to see than the ancient wall, which blends into the landscape. A day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus. It takes Venus 243 Earth days to rotate once on its axis, but only 225 Earth days to orbit the Sun. Redwood trees can live for over 2,000 years and grow to over 350 feet tall. These ancient giants create their own weather patterns, capturing fog from the air and funneling it to their roots. The fastest muscle in the human body is the muscle that moves the eye. It can contract in less than 1/100th of a second, allowing rapid eye movements that help us scan our environment. The placebo effect can be powerful enough to cause real physiological changes. Simply believing a treatment will work can trigger healing responses in the body. Giraffes have the same number of neck vertebrae as humans, just 7. Each one is simply elongated, creating their distinctive long necks through changes in proportion rather than adding new bones. The oldest known recipe is for beer. A 4,000-year-old Sumerian poem contains instructions for brewing beer from barley bread, suggesting that our ancestors valued this fermented beverage long before written history. Sound cannot travel through the vacuum of space. In the movies, space battles roar and explode, but in reality, they would be completely silent, violence unfolding without soundtrack. The Amazon River discharges more water than the next 7 largest rivers combined. It pumps about 55 million gallons per second into the Atlantic Ocean. Humans and sloths are among the few mammals that cannot breathe and swallow at the same time. Most mammals can do both simultaneously, but we must choose one or the other. The shortest complete sentence in the English language is 2 letters long. Both go and no qualify, subject and verb compressed into minimal utterance. Polar bears are nearly undetectable by infrared cameras. Their fur is so well insulated that almost no heat escapes, making them nearly invisible to thermal imaging. The longest living mammal is the bowhead whale, which can live over 200 years. They swim the Arctic waters for centuries, whales that were alive when Mozart composed his symphonies. Humans have explored less than 5% of Earth's oceans. The deep sea remains largely mysterious, a frontier on our own planet where new species are discovered regularly. A broken clock is right twice a day, but a clock running backwards is right 4 times a day. It passes each moment twice, once going forward and once in reverse. The largest snowflake ever recorded was 15 inches wide and 8 inches thick. It fell in Montana in 1887, existing only in written record. Cats spend about 70% of their lives sleeping. Over a 9-year lifespan, a cat will be awake for only about 3 years, spending the rest conserving energy between hunts. The longest echo ever recorded lasted for 75 seconds. It was in the Inchindown oil storage tank in Scotland, where sound bounced back and forth in the vast underground chamber. Peanuts are not nuts at all, but legumes, more closely related to peas and beans than to almonds or walnuts. They grow underground, developing in pods like their legume cousins. The Eiffel Tower can be 15 centimeters taller in summer than in winter. The iron structure expands in the heat, growing slightly as temperatures rise, then shrinking again when cold returns. Whales sing songs that can travel for thousands of miles underwater. Low-frequency calls can cross entire ocean basins, allowing whales to communicate across vast distances. The longest recorded flight of a chicken is 13 seconds. Despite having wings, chickens are poor flyers, more adapted for short bursts of escape than sustained flight. Salt has been used as currency throughout history. Roman soldiers were sometimes paid in salt, which is where we get the word salary from the Latin salarium. The world's quietest room is at Microsoft headquarters. In the anechoic chamber, background noise measures negative decibels, so quiet that you can hear your own heartbeat and blood flowing. Camels can drink up to 40 gallons of water in one session. After weeks without water, they can rehydrate in minutes, their bodies absorbing water faster than it would harm other mammals. The fingerprints of koalas are so similar to human fingerprints that they have been confused at crime scenes. Despite evolving separately for millions of years, we have converged on the same solution. The word set has the most definitions in the English language, with the Oxford English Dictionary listing 430 different senses of the word. Birds are the closest living relatives of dinosaurs. Every time you see a bird, you are looking at a living dinosaur, the last branch of that ancient tree. The average person will walk about 7,500 steps per day. Over a lifetime, that translates to about 110,000 miles, circling the Earth more than 4 times on foot. There are more possible iterations of a game of chess than there are atoms in the observable universe. After just 4 moves each, there are over 288 billion possible positions. The human eye can distinguish about 10 million different colors. We see a world painted in more shades than we have names for. Some species of bamboo only flower once every 120 years. The entire species flowers simultaneously across the world, regardless of location or climate, then dies. The average cloud weighs about 1.1 million pounds. Water droplets suspended in air create these massive floating structures, defying our intuition about what should fall. The moon is drifting away from Earth at about the same rate that your fingernails grow. This gradual separation has been happening for billions of years. A sneeze travels at about 100 miles per hour. These explosive expulsions can spread droplets up to 26 feet away, your body's forceful method of ejecting irritants. The longest word in most English dictionaries is 45 letters long. Pneumono-ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis is a lung disease caused by inhaling very fine silicate or quartz dust. Humans glow in the dark, emitting visible light in small amounts. This bioluminescence is about 1,000 times weaker than our eyes can detect, creating an invisible aura around every person. The Pacific Ocean contains more than half of the free water on Earth. If you could stand on the opposite side from Europe and Africa, you would see nothing but water to the horizon. Sperm whales can hold their breath for up to 90 minutes. They dive to depths of over 7,000 feet in search of giant squid, engaging in battles in the absolute darkness of the deep ocean. The longest living vertebrate is the Greenland shark, which can live for over 400 years. These slow-moving predators reach sexual maturity at around 150 years old. Your brain is about 75% water. Even slight dehydration can affect mood, energy levels, and ability to think clearly, which is why staying hydrated is so important for mental function. The total weight of all ants on Earth is roughly equal to the total weight of all humans. These tiny creatures collectively match our biomass, testament to their incredible numbers and success. A single strand of spider silk is thinner than a human hair but 5 times stronger than steel of the same thickness. Spiders produce this remarkable material from liquid protein in their bodies. The human stomach can hold about half a gallon of contents. It stretches to accommodate food and then gradually contracts as digestion, proceeds, and contents move into the intestines. Trees can lower the temperature of their surrounding area by up to 9 degrees Fahrenheit through the process of transpiration, where they release water vapor through their leaves. The deepest living fish ever recorded was found at a depth of 26,722 feet in the Mariana Trench. At that depth, the pressure is more than 1,000 times greater than at sea level. Newborn babies can breathe and swallow at the same time until they are about 6 months old. This ability allows them to nurse without interruption, but they lose it as they develop. The longest hiccuping fit lasted 68 years. Charles Osborne began hiccuping in 1922 and did not stop until 1990, experiencing an estimated 430 million hiccups over his lifetime. A flea can jump up to 150 times its own height. If a human had the same jumping ability, we could leap over a 60-story building in a single bound. The surface of your tongue renews itself every 2 weeks. The taste buds constantly regenerate, which is why injuries to the tongue heal relatively quickly. Dragonflies have been on Earth for over 300 million years. Ancient dragonflies had wingspans of up to 2 feet, making them among the largest insects ever to exist. The average person produces about 25,000 quarts of saliva in a lifetime. That is enough to fill 2 swimming pools, all generated to help us chew, swallow, and begin digestion. Mantis shrimp can see colors that humans cannot even imagine. They have 16 types of color receptors compared to our 3, allowing them to perceive a rainbow of colors invisible to us. The total length of all the blood vessels in the human body is about 60,000 miles. That is long enough to wrap around the Earth more than twice, all contained within your body. A single tree can absorb about 48 pounds of carbon dioxide per year. Over its lifetime, a tree can sequester 1 ton of carbon dioxide, helping to clean the air we breathe. The oldest known cave paintings are over 40,000 years old. Created by our ancient ancestors, they show that the desire to create art and communicate through images is deeply human. Your ears never stop growing. While most of your body stops growing in your late teens or early 20s, your ears continue to get slightly larger throughout your entire life. The average person will spend about 6 years of their life dreaming. During a typical night, you might have 4 to 6 dreams, though you may only remember 1 or none at all. Chocolate was once used as currency by the Aztecs and Mayans. Cacao beans were so valuable that they were used to pay for goods and services, and even to pay taxes. The longest recorded pregnancy in a human lasted 375 days. The typical pregnancy lasts about 280 days, but in rare cases, it can extend significantly longer. Apples float in water because they are 25% air. This same property makes them excellent for bobbing, a traditional autumn game in many cultures. The human body contains enough phosphorus to make 2,200 match heads. Along with other elements, we are walking chemical factories containing trace amounts of many substances. Sea otters hold hands while sleeping to keep from drifting apart. They form rafts with their family groups, linking together as they float on their backs in the kelp forests. The average person will eat about 35 tons of food in their lifetime. This includes everything from breakfast cereals to dinner entrees, snacks to desserts, consumed meal by meal over decades. Beavers' teeth never stop growing. They must constantly gnaw on wood to wear them down, which is why they are such prolific builders, felling trees and constructing dams. The oldest musical instrument ever found is a flute made from a vulture bone, dated to about 40,000 years ago. Music has been part of human culture for as long as we have records. Your heart will beat about 2.5 billion times over the course of your life. Each beat is a small miracle, a contraction that sends blood flowing through your entire body. The largest living structure built by organisms is a honey fungus in Oregon that covers 2,385 acres. It is estimated to be between 2,400 and 8,650 years old. Human bones are about 5 times stronger than steel of the same weight. Despite this strength, they are light enough to allow us to move with relative ease. The average person will spend about 1 year of their life looking for misplaced items. Keys, phones, glasses, and wallets account for countless hours of searching. Lobsters can live for over 100 years. They do not show typical signs of aging and can continue to reproduce throughout their lives, growing larger with each molt. The human body contains about 0.2 milligrams of gold. Most of it is in your blood, though the amount is too small to be worth extracting, even at today's gold prices. Clouds form when water vapor in the air condenses around tiny particles like dust, salt, or smoke. Each cloud is made of billions of these tiny droplets or ice crystals. The average person will speak about 860 million words in their lifetime. Some people will speak far more, while others far less, but we all use language to connect with others. Houseflies hum in the key of F. The frequency of their wing beats produces a sound that corresponds to this musical note, creating the familiar buzzing we associate with them. The longest recorded time without sleep is 11 days. While the person recovered without permanent harm, extended sleep deprivation can cause serious health problems and even hallucinations. Your appendix is not completely useless. It serves as a safe house for beneficial gut bacteria, helping to repopulate the digestive system after illness. The average person will cry about 64 pints of tears over their lifetime. We cry for many reasons, from sadness to joy to simply clearing irritants from our eyes. The human brain is the fattest organ in the body, consisting of about 60% fat. This fat is crucial for brain function, insulating nerve cells and facilitating communication between them. A single photon of light can travel for billions of years through the vacuum of space without losing energy. Light from distant galaxies that we see tonight began its journey long before Earth existed. The average person will blink about 415 million times in their lifetime. Each blink lasts about 1/10 of a second, adding up to over a year with your eyes closed. Mushrooms are more closely related to animals than to plants. They share certain metabolic processes with animals and diverged from plants over 1 billion years ago. The oldest living land animal is Jonathan, a Seychelles giant tortoise born around 1832. He has lived through the reigns of multiple British monarchs and the terms of 39 U.S. presidents. Your body contains about 100,000 miles of blood vessels. Laid end to end, they could circle the Earth 4 times, carrying oxygen and nutrients to every cell. The average person will spend about 26 years sleeping in their lifetime. This might seem like a waste, but sleep is essential for health, memory consolidation, and cellular repair. Polar bears have black skin under their white fur. The transparent hollow hairs trap heat and direct it to their dark skin, which absorbs warmth from the sun. The largest living bird is the ostrich, which can grow up to 9 feet tall and weigh over 300 pounds. Despite their size, they can run at speeds of up to 43 miles per hour. Your lungs contain about 300 million alveoli. If spread out flat, the surface area of your lungs would cover a tennis court, maximizing the area available for gas exchange. A single raindrop falls at about 20 miles per hour. Smaller drops fall more slowly, while larger drops fall faster until they reach terminal velocity. The human genome contains about 3 billion base pairs of DNA. If you could type out your entire genome at 60 words per minute, it would take you about 50 years of continuous typing. Snails can sleep for up to 3 years at a time. When conditions are too dry or too cold, they seal themselves in their shells and enter a state of dormancy. Your eyes can process about 36,000 bits of information every hour. This constant stream of visual data helps you navigate the world and react to changes in your environment. Horses can sleep standing up thanks to a special locking mechanism in their legs. However, they still need to lie down for deep REM sleep, usually for a few hours each day. Your hair grows about 6 inches per year. Over a lifetime, the average person will grow about 590 miles of hair, though most of it is cut long before reaching that length. Eagles can see about 5 times farther than humans. They can spot a rabbit from over 2 miles away, making them supremely adapted for hunting from great heights. The human body produces about 1 liter of mucus every day. This substance protects your respiratory system by trapping dust, bacteria, and other particles before they reach your lungs. Your taste buds live for about 10 to 14 days before being replaced. This constant renewal means you are always experiencing food with fresh receptors. The surface area of a human lung is roughly the same size as a tennis court when fully stretched out. This massive area allows for efficient gas exchange between air and blood. Coral polyps are tiny animals that build massive reef structures from calcium carbonate. A single coral head may contain thousands of polyps working together to create their limestone home. A bolt of lightning contains enough energy to toast 100,000 slices of bread. However, it lasts only a fraction of a second, making it impossible to harness this energy practically. Your stomach produces a new layer of mucus every 2 weeks. Without this protective coating, your stomach acid would quickly digest the stomach itself. Fingernails grow about 4 times faster than toenails. This difference is related to blood flow and the amount of use these appendages receive. The largest dinosaur ever discovered was Argentinosaurus, which may have weighed up to 100 tons. It was a herbivore that lived about 95 million years ago in what is now Argentina. Your body replaces all of its atoms about every 7 to 10 years. The calcium in your bones, the carbon in your DNA, everything is gradually exchanged with new atoms from your food and environment. Cats have 32 muscles in each ear, allowing them to rotate their ears independently and pinpoint the source of sounds with remarkable accuracy. The human eye can distinguish between about 10 million different colors. We perceive this vast spectrum through 3 types of cone cells, each sensitive to different wavelengths of light. Flamingos are born gray and gradually turn pink from the carotenoid pigments in the algae and crustaceans they eat. Their diet quite literally colors their feathers. Your brain generates about 12 to 25 watts of electricity. This is enough to power a low-wattage LED light bulb, though the brain uses this energy for processing rather than illumination. A teaspoon of neutron star material would weigh about 6 billion tons. These incredibly dense objects are the collapsed cores of massive stars, compressed to almost unimaginable densities. Your skeleton accounts for about 15% of your total body weight. This framework provides structure, protects organs, produces blood cells, and stores minerals. Whales evolved from land mammals that returned to the ocean about 50 million years ago. Their closest living relatives on land are hippos, sharing a common ancestor. Your liver can regenerate itself. Even if up to 75% of it is removed or damaged, it can grow back to its full size within a few months. The largest flower in the world is Rafflesia arnoldii, which can grow up to 3 feet in diameter and weigh up to 24 pounds. It also happens to smell like rotting flesh. Your heart pumps about 2,000 gallons of blood through your body every day. Over a lifetime, that amounts to about 1 million barrels of blood. Hummingbirds are the only birds that can fly in all directions, including backwards and upside down. Their wing structure and rapid beating allow for incredible aerial maneuvers. Your skin weighs about 8 pounds and covers about 22 square feet. It is your largest organ, protecting you from the environment and helping regulate body temperature. The average person will dream for about 6 years of their life. Dreams occur during REM sleep and may help process emotions, consolidate memories, and solve problems. Your blood makes a complete circuit through your body in about 20 seconds. It travels through arteries, capillaries, and veins, delivering oxygen and nutrients while removing waste. Glaciers once covered about 32% of Earth's land surface during the last ice age. Today, they cover about 10%, storing vast amounts of fresh water in frozen form. The human heart creates enough pressure to squirt blood 30 feet. This powerful pump works continuously, creating the pressure needed to circulate blood through your entire body. A single oak tree can drop nearly 10,000 acorns in 1 year. Most will never sprout, but those that do can live for hundreds of years, growing into mighty trees themselves. Your eyes remain roughly the same size from birth, which is why babies often appear to have such large, expressive eyes relative to their faces. The average person will spend about 5 years of their life on social media. This relatively new phenomenon has changed how we connect, communicate, and consume information. Fireflies produce light through a chemical reaction in their abdomen with nearly 100% efficiency. In contrast, an incandescent light bulb is only about 10% efficient. Your lungs inhale about 2,000 gallons of air every day. This constant breathing keeps your cells supplied with oxygen and removes carbon dioxide, the waste product of metabolism. The average person will produce enough saliva to fill 2 swimming pools over their lifetime. This liquid helps with digestion, keeps your mouth clean, and aids in tasting food. Some species of desert tortoises can survive for over a year without water. They obtain most of their hydration from the plants they eat and by reabsorbing water from their bladder. Your bones are continuously being remodeled throughout your life. Old bone is broken down by cells called osteoclasts, while new bone is built by cells called osteoblasts. The average person will shake hands about 15,000 times in their lifetime. This simple gesture of greeting has been a part of human culture for thousands of years. Porcupines have about 30,000 quills covering their body. These modified hairs are sharp, barbed, and detachable, providing excellent defense against predators. Your body temperature is highest in the late afternoon and lowest in the early morning. This circadian rhythm affects many aspects of your physiology and behavior. The average person will consume about 40,000 pounds of food in their lifetime. This massive intake fuels every thought, movement, and biological process in your body. Ravens can learn to mimic human speech, sometimes even more clearly than parrots. They are among the most intelligent birds, capable of solving complex problems. Your fingernails grow about 3.5 millimeters per month. They grow faster in summer than in winter, and faster on your dominant hand than your non-dominant hand. The average person will laugh about 540,000 times in their lifetime. Laughter strengthens social bonds, reduces stress, and may even boost immune function. Sea turtles can hold their breath for up to 7 hours when resting. This ability allows them to sleep underwater and to dive to great depths in search of food. Your body contains enough potassium to fire a toy cannon. This essential mineral is crucial for nerve function, muscle contraction, and maintaining proper fluid balance. The average person will say about 4,800 words per day. This varies widely by individual, with some people speaking far more and others far less. Cuttlefish can change not only the color but also the texture of their skin. They use this ability for camouflage, communication, and hunting. Your pupils dilate when you look at someone you love. This involuntary response is controlled by the autonomic nervous system and reflects emotional arousal. The average person will type about 1.5 million words per year in the digital age. This includes emails, messages, documents, and social media posts. Albatrosses can fly for months without landing. They sleep while flying, using air currents over the ocean to stay aloft with minimal energy expenditure. Your heart skips a beat when you sneeze. The increased pressure in your chest temporarily disrupts the normal rhythm, but it returns to normal immediately after. The average person will eat about 70 pounds of chocolate in their lifetime. This sweet treat has been enjoyed by humans for thousands of years. Peregrine falcons can dive at speeds over 240 miles per hour. They are the fastest animals on Earth, using gravity and aerodynamics to catch prey mid-flight. Your blood vessels expand when you exercise, increasing blood flow to your muscles. This increased circulation delivers more oxygen and nutrients, fueling your workout. Owls have specialized feathers that make their flight nearly silent. This allows them to hunt without alerting their prey, swooping down from above in complete stealth. Your heart rate slows down when you hold your breath. This is called the diving reflex, an evolutionary adaptation that conserves oxygen when underwater. Wolves can eat up to 20 pounds of meat in a single meal. After a successful hunt, they gorge themselves, as they may not eat again for several days. Your pupils constrict when you focus on something close and dilate when you look at something far away. This helps your eyes maintain sharp focus at different distances. Hummingbirds have the highest metabolism of any warm-blooded animal. They must eat about half their body weight in sugar every day to fuel their rapid wing beats and active lifestyle. Your skin produces vitamin D when exposed to sunlight. This essential vitamin is crucial for bone health, immune function, and many other processes in your body. Bats are the only mammals capable of true sustained flight. Their wings are actually modified hands, with thin membranes of skin stretched between elongated fingers. Your iris has 256 unique characteristics, more than a fingerprint. This makes iris scanning one of the most accurate forms of biometric identification. Crocodiles can go for months without eating. After a large meal, their metabolism slows down dramatically, allowing them to survive long periods between feedings. Your heart beats about 3 billion times over an average lifetime. This tireless muscle powers your circulation from before birth until your final moment. Elephants can hear sounds at frequencies too low for humans to detect. These infrasound calls can travel for miles, allowing elephants to communicate over vast distances. Your stomach growls when you are hungry because of contractions in your digestive system. This phenomenon is called borborygmi and can occur even when your stomach is full. Woodpeckers can peck up to 20 times per second. Their skulls have special shock-absorbing structures that protect their brains from the repeated impacts. Your body contains enough calcium to make 200 sticks of chalk. Most of this calcium is stored in your bones and teeth, giving them their strength and structure. Sloths move so slowly that algae grows on their fur. This greenish tinge actually helps camouflage them in the trees where they spend most of their lives. Your sense of smell is closely linked to taste. About 80% of what we perceive as taste actually comes from our sense of smell. Harp seals can hold their breath for up to 15 minutes while diving. This ability allows them to hunt for fish in the cold waters of the Arctic. Your body sheds about 30,000 to 40,000 dead skin cells every minute. Over a lifetime, you will shed about 105 pounds of skin. Platypuses are one of only 5 species of mammals that lay eggs. They are also venomous, with males possessing spurs on their hind legs that deliver a painful toxin. Your body contains enough zinc to coat a 2-inch nail. This essential mineral is important for immune function, wound healing, and protein synthesis. Hermit crabs do not have shells of their own. They live in shells abandoned by other creatures, moving to larger shells as they grow. Your muscles account for about 40% of your total body weight. They allow you to move, maintain posture, and generate heat. The loudest animal on Earth is the blue whale. Its calls can reach 188 decibels and be heard by other whales hundreds of miles away. Your fingertips have about 3,000 touch receptors per square inch. This incredible sensitivity allows you to feel textures, temperatures, and vibrations. The strongest muscle in the human body relative to its size is the masseter, your jaw muscle. It can exert a force of up to 200 pounds on your molars. Your kidneys filter about 50 gallons of blood every day. They remove waste products, regulate fluid balance, and produce hormones. The fastest growing tissue in the human body is hair. Beard hair is the fastest growing, followed by scalp hair. Your body contains about 640 muscles. Each one works by contracting and relaxing, allowing you to move and maintain your body's functions. The smallest bone in the human body is the stapes in your middle ear. It is only about 3 millimeters long, but plays a crucial role in your ability to hear. Your immune system produces about 25 million new white blood cells every day. These cells patrol your body, seeking out and destroying harmful invaders. The largest muscle in the human body is the gluteus maximus. It helps you walk upright and climb stairs. Your body replaces its entire blood supply about every 120 days. Red blood cells live for about 4 months before being replaced by new ones. The longest bone in the human body is the femur, or thigh bone. It can support up to 30 times the weight of your body. Your body contains enough graphite to make about 9,000 pencils. This carbon is an essential component of all organic molecules. The fastest nerve impulses in the human body travel at about 250 miles per hour. These signals allow your brain to communicate with the rest of your body almost instantaneously. Your body produces about 300 billion new cells every day. This constant renewal keeps your body functioning and repairs damage. The human jaw can exert a bite force of up to 200 pounds. This powerful mechanism allows us to chew tough foods and was even more important to our ancestors. Your body contains enough sulfur to kill all the fleas on an average dog. This element is important for protein structure and many metabolic processes. The average person will hiccup about 150,000 times over their lifetime. These involuntary spasms are usually harmless and often disappear on their own. Your body temperature drops when you sleep. This decrease helps conserve energy and is part of your natural circadian rhythm. The smallest muscle in the human body is the stapes in your middle ear. It is less than a millimeter long, but helps protect your ear from loud sounds. Your body contains about 96,000 kilometers of nerves. If laid end to end, they would wrap around the earth more than twice. The average person will burp about 14 times per day. This releases excess gas from your digestive system, mostly air that was swallowed. Your body produces about 1 million new skin cells every 40 minutes. This constant production replaces old cells and repairs damage. The human nose can detect over 1 trillion different smells. This incredible sensitivity helped our ancestors find food and avoid danger. Your body contains enough lime to whitewash a small chicken coop. This calcium compound is essential for bones, teeth, and many cellular processes. The average person will yawn about 250,000 times over their lifetime. Yawning helps regulate brain temperature and may increase alertness. Your body produces about 1.5 liters of saliva every day. This helps with digestion, keeps your mouth moist, and protects your teeth. The human body is about 18% carbon by weight. This element is the backbone of all organic molecules and is essential for life. Your body contains enough nitrogen to make about 900 square feet of wallpaper. This element is a key component of proteins and DNA. The average person will sneeze about 200,000 times over their lifetime. Sneezing expels irritants from your nasal passages at speeds up to 100 miles per hour. Your body replaces its entire outer layer of skin every 28 days. This continuous renewal keeps your skin healthy and protects you from the environment. The universe is about 13.8 billion years old. In cosmic terms, humanity emerged just moments ago, yet we have learned so much about the cosmos in our brief time. Water molecules in your body have been cycling through the Earth's water systems for billions of years. The water you drink today may have once been part of ancient oceans, prehistoric rain, or even dinosaur bodies. The average person breathes about 20,000 times per day. Each breath connects you to the atmosphere, to plants that produce oxygen, to the entire biosphere of our planet. Mitochondria in your cells have their own DNA, separate from your nuclear DNA. This is because they were once independent bacteria that formed a symbiotic relationship with our cells billions of years ago. Over 80 distinct sounds. Combined with tongue, lips, and teeth, we can create the thousands of phonemes that make up all human languages. Your blood type was determined before you were born. It affects not just medical compatibility, but may also influence your risk for certain diseases. The oldest water on Earth is found in a Canadian mine, dating back 2 billion years. It has been isolated underground longer than complex life has existed on the surface. Your circadian rhythm is influenced by light exposure. Ancient humans lived by the sun's schedule, and our bodies still carry these rhythms deep within our biology. The strongest material produced by living organisms is limpet teeth. These tiny structures are stronger than spider silk, tougher than Kevlar, allowing limpets to scrape algae from rocks. Your gut contains about 100 trillion bacteria. This microbiome weighs about 4 pounds and contains more genetic material than your entire human genome. The oldest rocks on Earth are 4 billion years old. They have witnessed the entire history of life, from single cells to complex civilizations. Your muscles have memory. Motor neurons remember movements, which is why learned skills like riding a bike or playing an instrument persist even after years of disuse. The deepest hole ever dug by humans is the Kola super-deep borehole in Russia, reaching 7.5 miles down. Even at this depth, we have barely scratched the surface of our planet. Your emotions physically change your heart rhythm. Love, fear, anger, and joy all create distinct patterns that can be measured and distinguished from one another. The oldest light we can see is the cosmic microwave background radiation. It has been traveling through space for 13.8 billion years, showing us the universe as it was just after the Big Bang. Your handwriting is unique because of the specific way your brain controls your muscles. No two people write exactly alike, making handwriting a form of biometric identification. The Earth's core is as hot as the surface of the sun. Beneath your feet, the center of our planet glows at about 10,800 degrees Fahrenheit. Your dreams may serve to process and consolidate emotional experiences. The brain replays and reorganizes memories during sleep, helping you make sense of your waking life. The slowest wave in the ocean is called a Rossby wave. It can take years to cross the Pacific, moving at only a few centimeters per second. Your pineal gland produces melatonin in response to darkness. This tiny structure in your brain helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle and seasonal rhythms. The largest single living organism by area is a fungus in Oregon's Blue Mountains. It covers over 2,200 acres and may be thousands of years old. Your subconscious mind processes about 11 million bits of information per second. Your conscious mind can only handle about 40 bits per second, meaning most of your mental processing happens beneath awareness. The strongest force in nature is the strong nuclear force. It holds atomic nuclei together against the electromagnetic repulsion of protons, binding matter itself. Your memories are not stored in single locations, but distributed across networks of neurons. Each time you remember something, you reconstruct it slightly differently, making memory inherently creative. The hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth was 134 degrees Fahrenheit in Death Valley. The coldest was minus 128.6 degrees in Antarctica, giving our planet a temperature range of over 260 degrees. Your body language communicates more than your words. Studies suggest that up to 93% of communication is nonverbal, conveyed through gestures, posture, and facial expressions. The shortest day of the year is the winter solstice. The longest is the summer solstice. These turning points have been celebrated by cultures around the world for thousands of years. Your adrenaline can give you superhuman strength in emergencies. This fight-or-flight hormone allows people to lift cars, break down doors, or run at impossible speeds when survival demands it. The largest wave ever surfed was 86 feet tall. Brave souls ride these mountains of water, dancing on the edge between exhilaration and oblivion. Your perspective literally changes your perception. The same object can look different depending on your angle, distance, and frame of reference, a truth that applies to more than just vision. The quietest place on Earth is an anechoic chamber at Orfield Laboratories. It is so quiet that you can hear your internal organs functioning, an experience many find unsettling. Your attitude affects your immune system. Positive emotions can boost immune function, while chronic stress and negativity can suppress it, showing the deep connection between mind and body. The longest mountain range on Earth is underwater. The mid-ocean ridge system stretches for over 40,000 miles, circling the globe like seams on a baseball. Your face has 43 muscles. These allow you to make thousands of expressions, communicating subtle emotions without saying a word. The brightest star visible from Earth is Sirius. It appears to twinkle and change colors because Earth's atmosphere bends and scatters its light as it passes through. Your personality continues to develop throughout your life. You are not fixed or finished, but constantly evolving, shaped by experiences and choices. The largest canyon in the solar system is Valles Marineris on Mars. It is over 2,500 miles long and up to 4 miles deep, dwarfing the Grand Canyon. Your capacity for empathy involves mirror neurons. These brain cells fire both when you perform an action and when you watch someone else perform it, allowing you to feel what others feel. The most abundant element in the universe is hydrogen. It makes up about 75% of all matter, the simplest atom becoming the building block of stars and galaxies. Your sleep cycles repeat every 90 minutes. You pass through stages of light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep, each serving different functions for your body and mind. The fastest winds on Earth are found in tornadoes. They can exceed 300 miles per hour, powerful enough to strip bark from trees and embed straw in telephone poles. Your body has an internal clock that runs slightly longer than 24 hours. Without external time cues, most people would drift to a 25-hour day, slowly falling out of sync with the sun. The oldest tree ever recorded was a bristlecone pine named Prometheus. It was about 5,000 years old when it was cut down in 1964, having germinated before the Egyptian pyramids were built. Your creativity increases when you are slightly tired. The brain's reduced filtering allows more unusual connections and ideas to emerge, which is why great insights often come at odd hours. The coldest temperature theoretically possible is absolute zero. At this point, all atomic motion stops, though quantum mechanics suggests even then, tiny fluctuations would persist. Your sense of time is relative. It speeds up as you age, making years feel shorter, while novel experiences slow it down, making time feel expansive and rich. The largest living thing by mass is the General Sherman tree. This giant sequoia weighs about 2.7 million pounds and has been growing for over 2,000 years. Your unconscious mind makes decisions before your conscious mind realizes it. Studies show brain activity related to decisions occurs seconds before people report making a choice. The most complex structure in the known universe is the human brain. With 86 billion neurons and trillions of connections, it creates consciousness, thought, emotion, and everything you experience. The average person will forget about 50% of new information within an hour. Within a day, about 70% is gone. This forgetting curve shows why repetition is essential for learning, spacing out review sessions over time. Your pupils dilate by up to 45% when you see someone you find attractive. This autonomic response is beyond conscious control, a window into desire that others can read without your permission. The slowest fish is the seahorse. Propelled by tiny dorsal fins, some species move at just 0.01 miles per hour, drifting through seagrass meadows like living poetry. Your body contains enough DNA to stretch from the sun to Pluto and back 17 times. All of this genetic information is packed into the nucleus of each cell, compressed into chromosomes. The loudest land animal is the howler monkey. Their calls can be heard up to 3 miles away through dense jungle, marking territory and coordinating with their troops. Your unconscious picks up on micro-expressions. Fleeting facial movements lasting less than a fifth of a second reveal true emotions, often contradicting what people say. The most abundant metal in Earth's crust is aluminum. Yet this common element was once more valuable than gold because extracting it from ore was so difficult. Your stress response evolved for acute physical threats. In modern life, it activates for chronic psychological stress, creating wear and tear your body was not designed to handle. The fastest plant movement is the Venus flytrap. Its leaves snap shut in about a tenth of a second, fast enough to catch flying insects, powered by rapid changes in cell pressure. Your memories consolidate during specific phases of sleep. Different stages process different types of memories, which is why full sleep cycles matter more than total hours. The largest carnivorous dinosaur egg belonged to Gigantoraptor. These eggs were over 18 inches long, larger than any modern bird egg, holding the developing young of massive feathered dinosaurs. Your brain has a dedicated region for recognizing faces. The fusiform face area activates selectively when you see faces, showing how important social recognition was for survival. The deepest living land animal is a worm found 2.2 miles underground. Living in total darkness and extreme pressure, it survives on chemicals seeping through rock, independent of the sun. Your emotions have physical locations in your body. People consistently report feeling different emotions in specific areas, creating maps of embodied experience across cultures. The strongest natural fiber is spider silk. Ounce for ounce, it is stronger than steel and tougher than Kevlar, yet flexible and biodegradable, an engineering marvel we still cannot fully replicate. Your personality affects your health outcomes. Conscientiousness predicts longevity better than many medical factors, while hostility increases heart disease risk, showing how psychology becomes biology. The smallest dinosaur was Microraptor. About the size of a crow, it had 4 wings and could probably glide between trees, a tiny feathered dragon in prehistoric forests. Your breathing pattern affects your brain state. Slow, deep breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, promoting calm, while rapid breathing increases arousal and anxiety. The most diverse ecosystem on Earth is the coral reef. Though covering less than 1% of the ocean floor, Reefs host over 25% of all marine species, underwater rainforests of staggering complexity. Your brain creates emotions to guide decisions. Feelings are not obstacles to rationality but essential data, informing choices when logic alone provides no clear answer. The fastest growing cancer is small cell lung cancer. It can double in size every 30 days, though it is also one of the most responsive to chemotherapy, a tragic irony. Your social pain uses the same neural circuits as physical pain. Rejection or exclusion literally hurts, processed in regions like the anterior cingulate cortex that also respond to physical injury. The largest flying animal ever was Quetzalcoatlus. This pterosaur had a wingspan of 35 feet and weighed up to 500 pounds, as tall as a giraffe when standing, dominating Cretaceous skies. Your beliefs can override sensory experience. In studies, people report seeing what they expect rather than what is actually there, perception filtered through the lens of belief. The most toxic substance known is botulinum toxin. A single gram could theoretically kill 14,000 people, yet diluted forms are used medically and cosmetically, poison and cure separated by dose. Your immune system learns from every infection. Memory B cells and T cells remember pathogens for years or decades, ready to mount faster responses if you encounter them again. The longest pregnancy in the animal kingdom is the alpine salamander. Gestation can last up to 5 years in high altitudes, the mother waiting for conditions favorable for her young. Your expectations can make treatments work even without active ingredients. The placebo effect is so powerful that new drugs must prove they work better than belief alone. The fastest chemical reaction in biology is the light response in vision. Rhodopsin in your eyes changes shape in picoseconds when struck by light, initiating the cascade that lets you see. Your dreams incorporate external sounds. A ringing phone might become a church bell in your dream, your brain weaving reality into the narrative without waking you. The most successful predator is the dragonfly. They catch their prey 95% of the time, using complex aerial maneuvers and prediction to intercept flying insects. Your body has a second brain in your gut. The enteric nervous system contains 500 million neurons, operating independently while communicating with your brain, influencing mood and health. The largest eye in the animal kingdom belongs to the colossal squid. Each eye is about 11 inches in diameter, the size of a basketball, designed to detect faint light in the deep ocean. Your motivation follows predictable patterns. Initial enthusiasm fades as the middle phase drags, then surges again near completion, a curve seen in everything from projects to life stages. The fastest running bird is the ostrich. Though it cannot fly, it can sprint at 45 miles per hour, using powerful legs to outrun most predators across African plains. Your brain treats future you as a different person. Brain regions active when thinking about strangers also activate when considering your future self, explaining why delayed gratification is so difficult. The most venomous spider is the Brazilian wandering spider. Its bite can cause priapism in men and death in small children, though antivenom is usually effective. Your cells have built-in death programs. Apoptosis causes cells to self-destruct when damaged or no longer needed, preventing cancer and sculpting your body during development. The longest-living vertebrate is the Greenland shark. Scientists have found individuals over 400 years old, swimming slowly through Arctic waters since before the Industrial Revolution. Your mood affects your immune system directly. Depression suppresses immune function, while positive emotions enhance it, creating tangible health effects from psychological states. The smallest primate is the pygmy mouse lemur. Weighing less than an ounce, it fits in the palm of your hand, a tiny bundle of energy foraging in Madagascar's forests. Your attention is limited and selective. You can only focus on a few things at once, with everything else filtered out, meaning you constantly miss most of what is happening around you. The most successful genus of vertebrates is the mouse. With over 100 species, mice have colonized every continent except Antarctica, thriving alongside humans around the world. Your brain continues to develop new skills throughout life. While some abilities decline with age, others improve, and new neural connections form whenever you learn something novel. The largest tooth in the animal kingdom belongs to the sperm whale. Their teeth can be up to 8 inches long and weigh up to a pound each, though they primarily use echolocation to hunt. Your self-control is like a muscle. It fatigues with use but strengthens with practice, explaining why willpower fails when depleted but improves over time with training. The fastest reproducing mammal is the rabbit. Females can have multiple litters per year, with gestation lasting just 30 days, allowing populations to explode under favorable conditions. Your brain has a default mode network. When not focused on external tasks, it activates automatically, generating the stream of consciousness, daydreaming, and self-reflection. The most heat-tolerant organism is Thermus aquaticus. This bacterium thrives in hot springs at 176 degrees Fahrenheit, living where water would scald human skin instantly. Your habits form through repetition. Neural pathways strengthen each time you perform an action, making behaviors automatic, for better or worse, through sheer repetition. The largest mollusk is the colossal squid. It can weigh up to 1,500 pounds and grow over 40 feet long, a massive invertebrate prowling the lightless depths. Your social environment shapes your biology. Living in poverty accelerates aging at the cellular level, while strong communities and social support protect health in measurable ways. The fastest flying insect is the desert locust. During migration, it can sustain speeds of 21 miles per hour for hours, traveling up to 80 miles in a day, devastating crops. Your brain predicts sensory input constantly. Most of what you experience is actually predicted based on past patterns, with only unexpected elements consciously noticed. The most cold-tolerant vertebrate is the wood frog. It survives freezing solid during winter, with ice forming in its tissues, then thaws and revives in spring, essentially dying and resurrecting. Your posture affects your hormones. Power poses increase testosterone and decrease cortisol, while slouched positions do the opposite, the physical shaping the chemical. The largest land carnivore ever was Andrewsarchus. This bear-like mammal lived 45 million years ago, with a skull over 3 feet long, likely hunting prey in prehistoric Mongolia. Your mirror neurons fire when watching others act. This neural mirroring allows you to understand others' intentions, feel empathy, and learn through observation, foundations of social cognition. The most efficient photosynthesizer is sugarcane. It converts about 8% of solar energy into biomass, far more efficient than most plants, making it an excellent biofuel crop. Your working memory holds about 4 items. This cognitive limit constrains problem solving, explaining why complex tasks require external memory aids like writing or diagrams. The longest migration of any insect is made by the globe skimmer dragonfly. Some individuals fly over 11,000 miles across oceans and continents, an epic journey for such a small creature. Your sense of agency can be manipulated. In experiments, people can be made to feel they caused events they did not, or doubt their control over actions they did perform. The most diverse mammalian order is Rodentia. With over 2,200 species, rodents make up 40% of all mammal species, adapting to nearly every terrestrial habitat on Earth. Your creativity involves both focus and relaxation. Concentrated work generates ideas, but breakthrough insights often come during rest when the default mode network activates and makes unexpected connections. The fastest healing tissue is the tongue. Injuries that would take weeks to heal elsewhere often recover in days in the mouth, thanks to rich blood supply and special growth factors in saliva. Your brain's energy consumption does not vary much with mental effort. Whether relaxing or doing complex math, it uses about the same 20% of your energy, a flat rate for consciousness. The largest flying bird today is the wandering albatross. With a wingspan up to 11.5 feet, it soars over oceans for years without touching land, riding air currents with minimal energy. Your decisions are affected by how choices are framed. People choose differently when options are presented as gains versus losses, even when the outcomes are identical, showing how context matters. The most successful invasive species is the brown rat. Originally from Asia, it has colonized every continent except Antarctica, thriving in close association with human settlements. Your laughter serves social functions beyond humor. It signals friendliness, creates bonds, diffuses tension, and coordinates group behavior, a versatile tool for managing relationships. The deepest plant roots belong to the shepherd's tree in Africa. Roots have been found 223 feet deep, mining water far below the surface, allowing survival in harsh desert conditions. Your brain has specialized number neurons. Specific cells respond to particular quantities, giving you an innate sense of numerosity that develops into mathematical thinking. The fastest maturing fish is the turquoise killifish. It can hatch, grow, reproduce, and die in just a few months, completing its entire life cycle in temporary pools. Your emotions are constructed, not universal. While some feelings appear across cultures, many are learned, shaped by language and social context, with each emotion arising from prediction and interpretation. The most electrically active organ is the brain. Though it uses only about 20 watts, it generates millions of electrical impulses every second, creating the patterns that constitute thought. Your visual system fills in blind spots. Everyone has a gap in vision where the optic nerve exits the eye, but your brain seamlessly patches it over, hiding this flaw from awareness. The largest prehistoric shark was Megalodon. Growing up to 60 feet long with teeth the size of a human hand, it dominated oceans until its extinction 3.6 million years ago. Your motivation responds to progress. Even small wins trigger dopamine release, reinforcing behavior, which is why breaking large goals into small steps maintains momentum. The most radiation-resistant animal is the tardigrade. These microscopic creatures can survive exposure to radiation 1,000 times higher than humans tolerate, entering a state of suspended animation. Your perception of others is biased by first impressions. Initial judgments form within milliseconds and prove remarkably resistant to change, even when contradicted by later evidence. The fastest beating heart belongs to the pygmy shrew. At 1,200 beats per minute while active, its tiny heart sustains the high metabolism needed to fuel constant movement and eating. Your brain maintains multiple maps of your body. Different regions track different aspects like touch, pain, and position, with each map distorting proportions based on sensitivity and importance. The most diverse plant family is Asteraceae. With over 32,000 species, this family includes daisies, sunflowers, and dandelions, successful across nearly every terrestrial environment. Your curiosity is driven by prediction errors. When reality differs from expectations, your brain releases dopamine, motivating exploration to resolve the discrepancy and update your models. The largest tooth belonging to any land animal is the elephant tusk. These modified incisors can grow over 10 feet long and weigh over 200 pounds, though poaching has drastically reduced average sizes. Your brain processes music across many regions. Melody, rhythm, lyrics, and emotion each activate different networks, making music a uniquely complex and powerful stimulus. The most successful bacterial species is E. coli. Found in nearly all mammalian guts, most strains are harmless and beneficial, producing vitamins and preventing colonization by pathogens. Your sleep debt accumulates. Consistently sleeping less than needed creates deficits that impair performance, mood, and health, with full recovery requiring multiple nights of adequate sleep. The fastest-running invertebrate is the Australian tiger beetle. At 5.6 miles per hour, it covers 125 body lengths per second, proportionally faster than any car, plane, or spacecraft. Your empathy has limits. Research shows people can maintain close relationships with about 150 people, with emotional investment declining as social networks grow larger. The largest living land arthropod is the coconut crab. With legs spanning 3 feet and weighing up to 9 pounds, it can crack coconuts with its powerful claws. Your attention can be trained. Meditation increases attentional control, working memory, and ability to focus, showing that mental abilities are malleable with practice. The most economically important insect is the honeybee. Pollination services provided by bees are worth billions annually, making them essential to agriculture and human food security. Your brain is more active at night than during the day. During sleep, it consolidates memories, clears metabolic waste, and reorganizes neural connections, working hard while you rest. Your skeleton is alive and constantly remodeling. Osteoblasts build new bone while osteoclasts break down old bone, with your entire skeleton replacing itself approximately every 10 years through this continuous process. The deepest cave on Earth is Vyrovkina Cave in Georgia, reaching 7,257 feet below the surface. Explorers have descended for weeks to reach its bottom, discovering underground rivers and lakes in perpetual darkness. Your brain can change its structure in response to experience. Learning a new language enlarges language centers. Taxi driving expands spatial navigation regions, and juggling increases motor coordination areas, demonstrating remarkable neuroplasticity. The fastest bird over long distances is the Arctic tern. These remarkable birds migrate from Arctic to Antarctic and back each year, covering over 44,000 miles annually, seeing more daylight than any other creature. Your cells communicate through thousands of chemical signals. Hormones, neurotransmitters, and cytokines create an intricate messaging system, coordinating the activities of trillions of cells to maintain homeostasis and respond to challenges. The largest snake that ever lived was Titanoboa. This prehistoric serpent grew up to 50 feet long and weighed over a ton, slithering through tropical forests 60 million years ago after the dinosaurs disappeared. Your nose can detect fear in others. Studies show humans can smell chemical signals in sweat produced during fear, activating the same brain regions, creating unconscious emotional contagion through scent. The most numerous mammal by biomass is the human. With over 8 billion people, humans and their livestock vastly outweigh all wild mammals combined, dominating the planet's terrestrial animal biomass. Your gut bacteria influence your mood and behavior. The microbiome produces neurotransmitters, affects inflammation, and communicates with your brain through the vagus nerve, making diet a factor in mental health. The longest living tree is estimated to be over 9,500 years old. A Norway spruce in Sweden has been growing for millennia, though most of its visible growth is younger, with an ancient root system persisting. Your immune system creates billions of different antibodies. Through random genetic recombination, your body can recognize virtually any pathogen it might encounter, a defense system more diverse than any threat. The fastest-growing vertebrate is the blue whale calf. Gaining up to 200 pounds per day during nursing, these babies grow at an astonishing rate on their mother's rich milk, among the fastest growth rates in the animal kingdom. Your brain has about 86 billion neurons. Each can form thousands of connections, creating a network more complex than any computer, with trillions of synapses firing in patterns that create consciousness. The most social mammal is probably the meerkat. These small carnivores live in groups with complex social structures, taking turns as sentries, babysitting and teaching young, showing remarkable cooperation. Your decision-making improves with age from many types of choices. While processing speed declines, accumulated wisdom and pattern recognition often lead to better judgment in older adults for complex decisions. The largest living reptile is the saltwater crocodile. Males can exceed 20 feet in length and weigh over a ton, apex predators that have remained virtually unchanged for millions of years of evolution. Your brain creates your perception of time. The same duration can feel longer or shorter depending on attention, emotion, and context, with time perception being a constructed experience rather than objective measurement. The fastest swimming bird is the Gentoo penguin. Reaching speeds of 22 miles per hour underwater, these Antarctic birds are built for aquatic life, using wings as flippers for powerful propulsion. Your body has its own cannabis system. The endocannabinoid system regulates pain, mood, appetite, and memory, with your brain naturally producing compounds similar to those found in marijuana. The smallest flowering plant is Wolffia globosa. This watermeal plant is barely visible to the naked eye, floating on pond surfaces and producing flowers smaller than grains of salt. Your mirror neurons help you learn through imitation. Watching someone perform an action activates the same brain regions as if you were doing it yourself, making observation a powerful learning tool. The most dangerous bird is the cassowary. With powerful legs and dagger-like claws, these flightless birds can disembowel threats with a single kick, killing more people than any other bird species. Your brain uses about 20 watts of power. Despite consuming 20% of your energy, it operates on less electricity than a dim light bulb, achieving computational feats no computer can match with such efficiency. The longest non-stop flight by a bird was made by a bar-tailed godwit. This individual flew 7,250 miles from Alaska to New Zealand without stopping, flying for over 8 days straight across the Pacific Ocean. Your body produces about 2 million red blood cells every second. This constant production in your bone marrow replaces cells lost to aging, maintaining the oxygen-carrying capacity of your blood. The most venomous fish is the stonefish. Camouflaged on ocean floors, its dorsal spines inject toxins so painful that victims sometimes request amputation, though antivenom is available. Your brain consolidates skills differently than facts. Procedural memories form through basal ganglia and cerebellum, while declarative memories use the hippocampus, explaining why you never forget how to ride a bike. The largest living toothed predator is the sperm whale. Bulls can grow over 60 feet long and weigh up to 45 tons, diving to extreme depths to hunt giant squid in the dark ocean abyss. Your skin microbiome contains trillions of bacteria. Most are beneficial, protecting against pathogens, training your immune system, and even producing vitamins, making you a walking ecosystem. The fastest reproducing vertebrate is the guppy. Females can produce young every month, with some populations reaching sexual maturity in just 6 weeks, allowing rapid adaptation to changing environments. Your memories are stored in distributed networks. No single neuron contains a memory. Instead, patterns across thousands of cells hold information, with recall reconstructing experiences from these distributed traces. The most specialized beak belongs to the sword-billed hummingbird. Its beak is longer than its body, perfectly adapted to reach nectar in specific flowers, an example of extreme coevolution. Your brain continues producing new neurons in the hippocampus throughout life. Exercise, learning, and mental stimulation promote neurogenesis, while stress and sleep deprivation inhibit it. The largest freshwater turtle is the alligator snapping turtle. Weighing up to 200 pounds with powerful jaws, these ancient reptiles lurk on river bottoms, using a worm-like tongue lure to attract fish. Your heart has its own electrical system. The sinoatrial node generates rhythmic impulses that spread through specialized conducting tissues, coordinating contractions without any input from your brain. The most successful flying animal is probably the pigeon. With over 400 million worldwide, they thrive in cities on every continent, perfectly adapted to human environments despite being considered pests. Your brain creates meaning from ambiguity. When faced with incomplete information, it fills in gaps based on expectations, sometimes creating perception of things that are not there or missing things that are. The deepest living fish is a type of snailfish found at 26,722 feet. At these depths, pressure exceeds 8 tons per square inch, yet these transparent fish thrive where few other creatures can survive. Your body clock affects more than sleep. Circadian rhythms influence hormone release, body temperature, blood pressure, and even pain sensitivity, with different systems peaking at different times of day. The most poisonous bird is the hooded pitohui from New Guinea. Its skin and feathers contain batrachotoxin, the same poison found in poison dart frogs, acquired from the beetles they eat. Your emotions change how you see the world. Fear narrows attention to threats, sadness focuses on loss, happiness broadens perspective, each emotion literally changing what you notice and remember. The fastest accelerating animal is the mantis shrimp. Its strike reaches 50 miles per hour in just 0.003 of a second, creating cavitation bubbles that produce light and heat, one of nature's most powerful punches. Your brain makes decisions before you are aware of them. Brain scans can predict choices up to 10 seconds before people report deciding, raising questions about free will and consciousness. The largest living bird of prey is the Andean condor. With a wingspan up to 10.5 feet and weighing up to 33 pounds, these magnificent vultures soar over mountains for hours without flapping. Your gut has more serotonin than your brain. About 95% of your body's serotonin is produced in your digestive system, where it regulates intestinal movements and gut function. The most isolated tree on Earth is the tree of Tenere. For decades it stood alone in the Sahara Desert, the only tree for 250 miles in any direction, until a drunk driver hit it in 1973. Your immune system can attack your own tissues. Autoimmune diseases occur when recognition systems fail, with antibodies and cells targeting parts of your body, showing the delicate balance required for health. The fastest growing plant under optimal conditions is bamboo. Certain species can grow over 3 feet in a single day, with growth visible in real time under the right conditions. Your brain has a negativity bias. You notice, remember, and react more strongly to negative information than positive, an evolutionary adaptation that kept ancestors alert to danger. The most efficient heart belongs to fish. Their 2-chambered hearts pump blood through gills and body in a single circuit, while our 4-chambered hearts work harder pumping through 2 circuits. Your face has 43 muscles working in concert. These muscles create thousands of expressions, communicating subtle emotional states and intentions without words, essential for social interaction. The longest tooth in proportion to body size belongs to the narwhal. This unicorn of the sea has a tusk that can grow 10 feet long, actually an elongated tooth protruding through the lip. Your sleep position may affect brain waste clearance. Side sleeping appears most efficient for removing metabolic waste products, potentially reducing risk of neurological diseases. The most ancient living species is the horseshoe crab. Virtually unchanged for 450 million years, these arthropods have survived multiple mass extinctions, their blue blood now used in medical testing. Your muscles contain fast-twitch and slow-twitch fibers. The ratio is partly genetic, but also responds to training, with sprinters having more fast-twitch and marathoners more slow-twitch fibers. The fastest evolving vertebrates are fish in Lake Victoria. Hundreds of cichlid species evolved in just 15,000 years, one of the most rapid radiations known, demonstrating evolution speed under right conditions. Your brain prioritizes energy for active regions. Blood flow increases to areas being used, a coupling so precise that fMRI scanners can detect which brain regions are working based on oxygen consumption. The most widespread tree species is the quaking aspen. Through clonal reproduction, single organisms can cover vast areas, with roots producing genetically identical stems across acres. Your body has multiple biological clocks. While the master clock sits in your brain's suprachiasmatic nucleus, peripheral clocks in organs and tissues maintain their own rhythms, all coordinated but partly independent. The largest living marsupial is the red kangaroo. Males can stand 6 feet tall and weigh up to 200 pounds, capable of clearing 30 feet in a single bound and reaching speeds of 35 miles per hour. Your personality shows surprising stability. Core traits established by age 30 tend to remain consistent throughout life, though life events can cause changes, especially traumatic experiences or major transitions. The most heat-resistant mammal is the camel. They can tolerate body temperature fluctuations of up to 11 degrees Fahrenheit, conserving water by allowing temperature to rise during the day and fall at night. Your brain creates your sense of free will. Whether will is truly free or an illusion created by neural processes remains debated, but the experience of agency feels real and affects behavior. The fastest-running bird that can fly is the roadrunner. These ground-dwelling cuckoos can sprint at 20 miles per hour while also being capable of flight, though they prefer to run. Your cells have quality control systems. Chaperone proteins ensure other proteins fold correctly, while proteasomes break down damaged proteins, maintaining cellular function despite constant molecular damage. The most successful tree species by number is probably the red alder. These pioneer trees quickly colonize disturbed areas, fixing nitrogen in soil and preparing sites for other species. Your brain's reward system responds to novelty. New experiences trigger dopamine release even without obvious benefit, driving exploration and learning, making humans naturally curious creatures. The largest flying animal today is the great bustard. Males can weigh up to 46 pounds, near the theoretical maximum for powered flight, requiring long runways to take off. Your heartbeat synchronizes with music. Rhythmic sounds can entrain your heart rate, breathing, and brain waves, explaining music's powerful effects on emotion and physiology. The most cooperative mammal is probably the naked mole rat. These eusocial rodents live in colonies with reproductive division of labor like bees, unique among mammals in their social structure. Your memories are not recordings but reconstructions. Each recall is a creative act, blending actual events with expectations and current knowledge, making memory inherently unreliable yet adaptive. The fastest metabolizing mammal is the Etruscan shrew. Its heart beats up to 1,500 times per minute, and it must eat constantly to fuel a metabolism that would quickly starve larger animals. Your brain uses shortcuts in language processing. You can read scrambled words as long as first and last letters are correct, showing how much comprehension depends on prediction rather than careful analysis. The most cold-tolerant mammal is the Arctic fox. With the warmest fur of any mammal, they can tolerate temperatures as low as -70 degrees Fahrenheit without shivering. Your personality affects your longevity. Conscientiousness predicts longer life, while neuroticism and hostility predict shorter life, showing how psychological traits influence physical health outcomes. The largest living arthropod in terms of leg span is the Japanese spider crab. With legs reaching 12 feet across, these deep-sea crustaceans can live 100 years in the cold ocean depths. Your brain creates false memories easily. Leading questions, imagination, and suggestion can all produce vivid recollections of events that never occurred, making eyewitness testimony less reliable than assumed. The most successful insect by ecological impact is probably the ant. By some estimates, ants move more soil than earthworms, significantly affecting ecosystems through their tunneling and foraging. Your body maintains multiple types of fat. Brown fat generates heat, white fat stores energy, and beige fat can switch between functions, each type serving different metabolic purposes. The fastest land animal in short bursts is the cheetah. Reaching 70 miles per hour in just 3 seconds, they are built for acceleration, though they can only maintain top speed briefly before overheating. Your brain contains about 150,000 miles of myelinated nerve fibers. This insulation speeds up signal transmission, allowing rapid communication across your nervous system, essential for complex thought and coordinated movement. The most isolated inhabited place on Earth is Tristan da Cunha. This volcanic island in the South Atlantic is 1,500 miles from the nearest mainland, home to fewer than 300 people living in extreme isolation. Your lungs have a surface area of about 750 square feet when fully expanded. This enormous area packed into your chest maximizes gas exchange, allowing efficient oxygen uptake and carbon dioxide removal. The deepest diving mammal is the Cuvier's beaked whale. Individuals have been recorded diving to depths exceeding 9,800 feet and staying underwater for over 3 hours, far beyond what scientists thought possible. Your brain creates internal models of the world. These mental simulations allow you to imagine scenarios, predict outcomes, and plan actions without physical trial and error, a crucial advantage for survival and learning. The most widespread carnivore is the red fox. Found across the entire northern hemisphere and introduced to Australia, foxes have adapted to nearly every habitat from Arctic tundra to urban centers. Your taste preferences change throughout life. Children have more taste buds, making them sensitive to bitter flavors, while adults develop appreciation for complex tastes, and elderly people often lose sensitivity, requiring stronger flavors. The largest living land snail is the giant African land snail. Growing up to 8 inches long and weighing 2 pounds, these mollusks are considered invasive pests in many tropical regions they have colonized. Your brain has specialized region for processing different categories. Separate areas respond preferentially to faces, places, bodies, and objects, showing how evolution has optimized neural real estate for survival-critical recognition. The fastest spinning object in nature is a bacterium's flagellum. These microscopic propellers can rotate at 100,000 RPM, driven by a molecular motor powered by ion gradients, an engineering marvel at the nanoscale. Your body repairs DNA constantly. Thousands of DNA lesions occur daily from radiation, metabolism, and errors. Yet repair mechanisms fix most damage, with accumulating unrepaired damage contributing to aging and cancer. The most successful land predator by hunt success rate is the African wild dog. Working in packs with remarkable coordination, they succeed in over 80% of hunts, far higher than lions or cheetahs. Your emotions have distinct biological signatures. Different feelings create specific patterns of heart rate, breathing, temperature, and muscle tension, with your body state being integral to emotional experience. The largest egg relative to body size is laid by the kiwi. The egg can be up to 20% of the mother's body weight, equivalent to a human giving birth to a 35-pound baby, an extraordinary reproductive burden. Your brain continues to change until death. Neuroplasticity persists throughout life, with new connections forming and old ones pruning based on experience, making you capable of learning and adaptation at any age. The most specialized diet in nature belongs to the koala. Eating only eucalyptus leaves from specific tree species, they have evolved specialized digestive systems to detoxify and extract minimal nutrition from this challenging food source. Your muscles can generate tremendous force. The strongest muscle relative to its size is the masseter in your jaw, capable of exerting over 200 pounds of pressure on your molars during chewing. The deepest a plant has been found growing is 884 feet below sea level. Algae have been discovered photosynthesizing in dim light near hydrothermal vents, pushing the limits of where photosynthesis can occur. Your brain predicts the future constantly. Rather than reacting to the present, you experience a predicted version of reality created milliseconds ahead, with sensory input used to correct predictions rather than create direct experience. The most successful vertebrate family is probably the carp family. With over 3,000 species, cyprinids have diversified to fill countless freshwater niches across the world, from goldfish to giant carp. Your cells contain molecular machines. Chinsins walk along microtubules carrying cargo, ATP synthases spin like turbines producing energy, and ribosomes assemble proteins, all operating at the nanoscale. The longest journey by a tagged animal was made by a sooty shearwater. This seabird flew over 40,000 miles in a figure-8 pattern across the Pacific Ocean during its annual migration, a journey of epic proportions. Your gut communicates with your brain bidirectionally. The vagus nerve carries signals both ways, with gut health affecting mood and stress levels, while mental state influences digestion, showing deep mind-body integration. The most efficient predator by energy return is the polar bear. Hunting seals provide such concentrated nutrition that bears can go months between successful hunts, surviving on stored fat through harsh winters. Your brain has a default mode network that activates during rest. This network generates spontaneous thought, daydreaming, and self-reflection, consuming significant energy even when you are not focused on tasks. The largest eyes relative to body size belong to the giant squid. Eyes the size of dinner plates allow these deep-sea hunters to detect faint light and movement in the perpetual darkness of their habitat. Your microbiome influences drug metabolism. Gut bacteria can activate, inactivate, or modify medications, affecting how drugs work and explaining some individual variation in treatment response. The most venomous land mammal is the slow loris. This adorable-looking primate has glands that produce toxin, which it licks onto its fur and bites, causing severe reactions in predators and humans. Your brain creates the sensation of phantom limbs. After amputation, neural maps persist, generating feelings from missing body parts, demonstrating how reality is constructed by brain processes rather than direct sensation. The fastest healing animal is the axolotl. These salamanders can regenerate entire limbs, parts of their brain, and even portions of their heart and spine, offering clues for human regenerative medicine. Your sleep architecture changes with age. Infants spend most time in REM sleep. Children have more deep sleep, while older adults experience lighter, more fragmented sleep with less time in restorative stages. The most successful marine predator by biomass is probably the lanternfish. These small fish dominate the deep scattering layer, making up an estimated 65% of all deep-sea fish biomass in the oceans. Your brain generates more electrical activity during sleep than waking. Different sleep stages show characteristic brainwave patterns, with the brain actively processing information while consciousness rests. The largest flower structure belongs to the Titan arum. While individual flowers may be larger, this plant produces a compound inflorescence over 10 feet tall, attracting pollinators with its corpse-like odor. Your immune system remembers every pathogen you have encountered. Memory cells specific to each infection persist for decades, allowing faster and stronger responses upon re-exposure, the basis of vaccination. The most cold-adapted fish is the Antarctic toothfish. Living in waters that would freeze normal fish, they produce antifreeze proteins that prevent ice crystals from forming in their blood and tissues. The most heat-resistant seed can survive in boiling water. Some seeds require fire to germinate, with seed coats so tough they remain viable for decades until heat cracks them open, an adaptation to wildfires. Your brain has separate systems for different types of learning. Classical conditioning, operant conditioning, and observational learning use distinct neural circuits, each optimized for different kinds of adaptive behavior. The largest living arachnid is the giant forest scorpion. Growing up to 9 inches long, these impressive arthropods hunt insects and small vertebrates in Asian rainforests with powerful pincers and venomous stings. Your emotional state affects immune function measurably. Stress hormones suppress immune activity, while positive emotions enhance it, creating bidirectional communication between nervous and immune systems. The most successful crop plant is wheat. Grown on more land than any other crop, wheat provides about 20% of human calories globally, a grass domesticated into a staple supporting civilization. Your brain stores procedural and declarative memories differently. Skills and habits use basal ganglia and cerebellum, while facts and events use hippocampus, explaining why you never forget how to swim but might forget why you learned.